Okay guys, so I've made a decision to take Isla to the vets. I think you can see by how shaky the camera is how nervous I am about that, because the options when it comes to like being egg bound aren't that great, especially for reptiles, especially for small reptiles, and I'm super nervous. And yeah, so I'm taking Isla and I'll report back when we come home. So we just got back from the vet and I probably had the better option compared to others that could happen. So I'll explain. Basically, the ideal situation was for her to get injected with a hormone that would induce labour. The bad side would be if she needed surgery. The vet told me that they actually can't do the surgery there. I'd need to seek out a specialist for that because obviously she's so small and she's a reptile. So, they had to inject her with oxytocin, which I sort of expected, though I will say that oxytocin is usually used for mammals, so I didn't know how well that'll go. But as well as oxytocin, she got an injection of calcium because they do recommend that. And basically, this is meant to induce the labour in about 90 minutes. So I will be checking on her all evening to see how it goes. Really hoping this works. If it doesn't work, I have to take her back tomorrow and the next day for more oxytocin shots, which I wouldn't like to do. She had to have one injection of calcium here, one injection of oxytocin here in her hind legs, and I had to hold her. And she loved to bite onto me, obviously, because it's horrible enough having an injection when you know what it is, but when you're an animal and you don't understand what's going on and someone just pierces you with something, and reptiles have tough skin, it must be scary. So she did bite onto me quite a bit. Luckily it doesn't hurt. I'm glad she didn't drop her tail. Now I'm going to put her back in her tank just so she's not so stressed, and then she can dig around to lay the eggs. So it's day 2 and you know, no eggs came out last night, so we just took her to the vets to get her second injection of oxytocin. Oxytocin tends to work better on like turtles and tortoise, and then a little less with lizards, and pretty much no effect on snakes. Obviously that varies, but we went to give her her second injection. And I have to say, in the last few days she's had 3 injections and probably multiple pierce holes because obviously she moves, and yet she still hasn't dropped her tail. I don't know why some geckos are more sensitive and they'll drop their tail by just being spooked, but she's literally been jabbed with a needle and injected and still she hasn't dropped her tail, which is amazing. Also, when you think about it, when you get like an injection in your arm, doesn't your arm just ache for the rest of the day, like you can't do anything with it? Just think, her 2 hind legs have been properly jabbed. She's still climbing around. I think that is just the amazing thing with wild animals, because let's face it, she's still a wild animal. They're going to hide an illness, they're going to hide being hurt, and she certainly has done it. Now I'm really hoping she lays these eggs tonight, so we shall have to sit and wait. So it's day 3 and Isla still didn't lay any eggs overnight, although I will say once again she was a lot more active than usual. She ate, she drank, and I even found her down low in the tank, which is usually like from what I've seen with Lyra, it's usually a way they sort of find a nice nesting area, but I don't know if she was doing that or just exploring. So today we went back, she got her last injection of oxytocin and she also got an x-ray. So I'm going to show you that now. So on the left side of this x-ray is the bumpy bit that you might often see of her, which really shows an egg. And obviously the right side of the picture is the other side of her. And we can see 2 eggs here. There are no abnormalities according to the vet, so she should be fine with passing these. The vet did think that there was a 3rd egg actually above the 2nd egg, but then I said, well, usually they carry just 2, so I'm really hoping there's just 2 and she isn't starting to produce another one when she hasn't pumped these out. There's 2 really white dots on this. This is just on the x-ray plate. It's nothing to do with Isla at all. And the only other thing the vet said is that there's a bit of gas like in her stomach area, which is sort of to be expected because she hasn't been able to go to the loo very well. So what I'm going to do with that is probably give her a little bit of olive oil later on, which hopefully is a natural laxative really, for reptiles, I think, in general. So hopefully that shall help her out. But I will end this video here only because this is going to be really long and I don't know if anything's going to come out anymore. So I'm going to end it here, and if there is an update, if anything else comes out of her, finally. There will be a link to that video in the description box below, or you can subscribe so you don't like miss out on any of the videos in case something actually happens. It's been very stressful the last few days, but yes. Oh, the other thing I'm going to try to do is increase the heat in her tank maybe, because at the moment it's 68, and I was looking at temperatures in New Caledonia around the time they usually breed, and it's usually 79, so that might be the next option, but you'll probably see that in another video. So thanks for watching guys, and goodbye.